coverage of the NFL has brought us to Space City and NRG Stadium, right next to where the old Astrodome sits, here in Houston, Texas. Young Kweku has it all teed up. And away we go from NRG Stadium. Return coming from the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They send Samuel right. They give it to him again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They push it forward for a yard, and that brings up 3rd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
All right, Cowboys showing nickel set, 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That one's caught along the left sideline. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Yeah, right there. That's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So as we all recover from that last play, it's 1st and 10 near the red zone. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Another carry for it. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
And the Cowboys bringing on an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. Back to the well again. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Back-to-back carries here. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal. Once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a yard on the pickup. That leaves him with 3rd and goal at the 6.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Here's a give straight up the middle. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans finish up an excellent opening series. Matt Gay on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Gay now to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Willis now. He puts some power on a deep one left. His first throw is an interception. Kamari Lassiter with the pick. And the Texans get it back at the 45-yard line following that interception return. What a call for their first pass of the game. It would have been a big hitter if they completed it, Brock, but just not the right touch on that football, and it ends with an interception.
You could just tell these cover guys, they've been waiting for their first chance to go get some work done in this one. They did their homework, number 1. And number 2, Kate, as Russell Wilson loves to say, the separation was in the preparation.
Well, right side is caught by Samuel. And he winds up out of bounds, but things not settled yet. And we've got a flag down. Just a momentary loss of focus, a break in discipline, and not a good moment individually as he gets hit with that personal foul. First down, Stroud. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He finds space into the red zone. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
They'll try and punch it in. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. Shotgun now for Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the pressure drives them backwards.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Stroud. He brings it in. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a fourth to try to reach that end zone. Stroud from the pistol. Escapes the pocket. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans take a 13-0 lead. Keon Coleman, the touchdown. Extra point converted by Gay. And the Texans drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Here's the handoff. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. Our score, 14-0. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Second quarter all set to begin, and it'll be Cowboys football. They're looking at 2nd and pretty short. To throw, here's Willis. Has him on the quick hitter. And he goes out a little short of the 40. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
A tight end in motion now. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
From the 37. Has it at the 7. And now he's going to head out of bounds after a nice gain. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Going ground on 1st and goal. Is in. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys make it a 1-score game in the 1st half. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it'll be 2nd down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. Has the 1st and more past midfield. And he's brought down at the 44. That chunk with a nice 21 yards. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
So all they needed to see right there before the snap. Defense way overcommitted to stopping the quick pass. Became real easy to hand it off and watch that running back do the rest.
They'll run here on 1st down. Fights off the tackle, but he lost the ball. He left the ball behind. And the Cowboys scoop it up. Well, where one defender failed, Brock, another succeeded. He shook free of that 1st tackle, but the next guy not only made that hit, but knocked it loose as well.
Kate, as we saw when he broke that 1st tackle, he can absorb a shot, right? He's got great, what they call contact balance to absorb it and keep going. But that 2nd hit, well, that drove the ball free and leads to this takeaway.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Well, looks like the defense jumps just before the snap there. So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards. Now talk about a golden opportunity at an immediate 1st down following that encroachment flag. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. It's taken in by Lamb. And he takes it into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. This return starts at the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Stroud now. Coleman with the grab. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
The best defensive ends in the NFL, they don't need to win sustained battles to get home. Nope. Sometimes, Kate, all they need is one quick move, and they're into the backfield blowing it up.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Throwing is Stroud. He beams one deep right side. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Trayvon Diggs has got it. And the Cowboys take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Oh boy, they cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and 2 very different tones and tenors on these 2 sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
Here's Willis. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. The Cowboys need some big yards in a hurry. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 27. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cater Kohu. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. He not only broke on it to make the pick, Bronk, but he was on the move real quick, knowing short field, there's a great chance that he could take that one back for a touchdown.
That's exactly right. In this area of the field, an offense really only gets a second or 2 to react to that pick and get over and cut off his lanes. And if you don't, it's 6 the other way.
Chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Chooses to bring this one out. And this drive will start inside the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to the air following the pick 6. They get it right back. That's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Jones. And the Texans take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Oh, my goodness, Brock. I don't think I've ever seen this back-to-back plays, and we've got back-to-back interceptions.
And I would be stunned here, Kate, floored, if we saw a 3rd in a row right here. It might be the time to remind both of these offensive coordinators, you can run the ball, because these secondaries are locked in.
That's a catch for Nico Collins. And he officially gets them into the red zone before going out at the 20. Give him 24 on that play. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They've got a man in motion. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's going to make it down to the 15-yard line. Working quickly here.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the Cowboys' 15-yard
To the air, Stroud. Buys time, rolling right. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Stroud now on 3rd. This one's caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal. On play action, here's Stroud. And in for the Houston touchdown. Gay to add the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Texans double their lead to 14. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Just 25 seconds remaining as they get all set up for 1st down. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Finds his man over the middle. The Cowboys signaling for their 1st time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 29. He's throwing deep to the left side. And they pick him off again. Picked up by Jalen Jones. And the Texans might be able to get some points late after the interception. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That's completed right side. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This from 40 on the right hash. Up and good from Fairbairn. The flag is down, though, so let's see if this kick stands or not. So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Has this at the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. He's out of bounds on that return, Brock, because that takes us into the break. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35.
We don't always know what's said there at halftime, Kate, in the locker room. Some of the adjustments offensively and defensively, but I can assure you the special teams coach pulled his kick return team aside and said, listen, we have a chance here down double digits to spark this game. Let's go out and get a great return to set the offense up for success. And that's exactly what they did.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Completed over the middle. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
They go play action on 1st. That's caught at the 4. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. He'll try to do it himself. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Offense in the hurry up here. QB sneak coming. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Cowboys cut into the lead coming out of halftime. They broke out the design run from there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, hey, QB, do your thing, get a 6.
Yeah, and these offensive coaches love this play, and defensive coaches hate it, Kate, because it really gives you an extra hat, right? An extra number when your QB's got the athleticism, got the legs, got the instincts to go run it in for 6. A defensive nightmare, an offensive touchdown.
Starting from the 5. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. Complete to Coleman. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable. It creates space to take that shot downfield.
Shotgun now for Stroud. Connection made to Coleman. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Now a give on the counter. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Cowboys territory. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They give it to him again. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs, against the better defenses in this league.
All right, Cowboys showing nickel set, 3rd down. Stroud. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
They'll run for this, and he's brought down for a loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. First throw for the backup now. Complete out to the right side. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Throwing now off play action. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along your route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Throw complete to Lamb. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. They kick the running back in motion. Three quarters in the books from this one. The Cowboys have it, but some work to do in the final frame. They're trailing.
Cowboys 21.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Getting out to his left. Taking a deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Throwing off the play fake here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Went way outside there, trying to work that sideline, Brock. But by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
we see that throw, because I can close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk reward, and that time, well, there was no reward.
And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have second and 3. They'll try and throw it here. He's on the move. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover, wisely throwing it away.
That one's out and cut on the right side. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Looks like they will indeed try it, 4th and 2. Trying to push this past the marker. And he is into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And no return here. This is a touchback, and the ball's going to come out to the 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Stroud off the play fake. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he almost reaches the 45 before going out. A big play first down, they'll run. And they make the stop at the 46. Give them a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Stroud from the pistol. Escapes the pocket. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. Try and get it to Nico Collins. And that makes it 3rd down.
The QBs today so adept at doing just this, buying themselves enough time and finding a target. The problem on this one, just not the throw he needed to make the completion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now it's Stroud. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Throwing is Stroud. He's got it to his running back. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. What a call. They wind up with 12 on 4th down and pull off the conversion.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Stroud throwing here on 1st. Buying some time right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Catch is made down the right sideline. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans make it a 9-point advantage. Keon Coleman, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Gay with the point after. And the Texans make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it sets up second down.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
2nd and 10 now. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. Brought in inside the 20. And he takes it into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys making a 4-point game here in the 4th. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Fielded just shy of the end zone. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. On play action, here's Stroud. Fits it through the middle. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done.
You know, Kim, you often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Blown back gets the handoff. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Texans holding on to a field goal lead. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
On the quick, right?
Man in motion, headed right. Here's 2nd and 14. Throwing this back in the end zone. Wow, still throwing, and this is intercepted. Trayvon Merrick has it.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Jones. And the Texans make the play that should win them this game. Well, they had the advantage for a moment, Brock, but throw an interception and give the ball right back.
And for once, both coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
Here's a give up the middle. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. The Cowboys signaling for their first timeout, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
All right, here we go. Second down. Another carry for him. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Trying to set this up quick.
Taken down by Nakobe Dean. A gain of 11 makes it 3rd and 1.
Back to the well again. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. Now Dallas is going to call its second timeout. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. The bat's got it. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. He's got it inside the 10. And he hits the end zone. Touchdown. I hope nobody left early, Brock, because we have still got a game. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
That one splits the uprights. And the Cowboys cut it to a field goal game. So they only have 20 seconds left. They're down a score. This kick has to be perfect. And the Texans get on this kick, and that should do it for this game.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on 1st down. With a win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
Second down, probably going to see him kneel it again here. So it's the Texans who defend their building to take the win. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths. Because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us?
All of us. D, all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments.
Hey, yo, fresh out the fresh out the bait again.